Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the first trader right here. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing to this channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to get notified each time I release a new video just like this one. Alright, so as usual, you know how we do it here. We do things, we catch spikes live, we scalp live, we do everything live, and you see how it works. So why I'm doing this is just to build your confidence. Okay, whenever you are using any strategy, try backtesting the strategy, build confidence around the strategy. Then whenever you place a trade, you have this confidence, and the confidence comes from backtesting. And you trust the strategy, and you know that this strategy have an edge over the market. Okay, remember, there is no strategy that is 100%, but if the strategy is giving you a good percentage when it comes to win loss, okay, you are good to go. So if you are winning, if you are taking profits more than your losses, then you are good to go. So there's no strategy that will not cause you losses. Okay, so that's exactly the reason why it is also important to understand why you need to learn how to catch spikes. And that is exactly the reason why I'm creating this video on crash 500, so you can still use this particular strategy on crash 500 and also boom 500. You can also use it on crash 300 and boom 300. So the only boom and crash I might not recommend you try using this strategy is on boom 1000 and crash 1000. Okay, so having said this, you have seen already I just entered a trade right now, and I'm expecting multiple spikes. Okay, I'm expecting spikes to the downside, guys, down this way. Okay, that's exactly what I'm expecting. You can see the journey have started already. I'm not just expecting one spike anyways. All right, you saw my entry and you can see how far. So remember, this is a real account, it's not a joke, guys. So I will teach you how to do this. Okay, I will teach you the setups, and the reason why you should focus more on catching spikes is because it actually helps you manage your account. You determine how much you are going to be losing. For now, I can decide to set my stop loss here. Let me share with you this. I can decide to set my stop loss right here, and once the price come up to that zone, it's going to close my trade. So once the price come up to this red horizontal line right there, my trade will be closed. My profit is already locked. So if I put my stop loss at that red line there, okay, that means I've locked my profit already, so I can't lose the money that this spike made me from here to this point. Okay, so that's why it's very important when you are trading spikes, you can manage accounts well. Okay, so but if it is trading against spike, even though if you are locking your profit, if a spike that is very long should come against you, you are going to be losing more. You are going to be losing more. So that's why stop loss work perfectly when you are trading with the spike, when you are catching spikes. But if you are trading against spike, you are at risk. Okay, your stop loss might not be so accurate. Okay, the spike, if the spike is very long, is going to shift your stop loss to the end of the spike. Okay, all right, as you can see, I'm on my website already. Before I proceed with the setup for this strategy, but I just want to share with you guys few things about this website. Okay, my course is out, so you have the course here. You have mentorship program if you want to join. You have trading signal, is free. Okay, you can just click subscribe and you see yourself in the Telegram group. Okay, it's free. Then the master class, we have the free ones and we have the paid ones. Okay, so look at the free courses, all those videos here. Remember, it's just if you click on it, okay, you are going to be taken to a place where you are going to watch the videos. Okay, so all those videos are free video content. Okay, so you have the paid ones, which if you want to pay, you pay for it, you enroll for it. You know, the price is very affordable. Okay, it's very affordable. All right, so check out the course, see where you can register. Once you come into this website, just register, then you'll be able to access all the free contents. Okay, then if you want to go for the paid ones, you pay for it and enjoy. Okay, if you want mentorship program, you can click on join. So once you click on join, they will still take you to where you are going to sign up. So after signing up, you get access to everything you want. Okay, so that's that for this. Let me proceed with the setup. Having said this, so we just have to see why I entered this trade and why I'm expecting more spikes. Okay, so now look at this. Let me first of all, I have to go to a higher time frame. If you look at higher time frame, we are having something like head and shoulder pattern right there. That's the pattern I saw. So you have to check patterns or trend. If the price trending to the downside is good for catching spikes on crash, okay, if the price is trending to the downside, or if you see any bearish pattern like this one I'm seeing now, which is head and shoulder pattern. So if you look at this, if you know head and shoulder, you know that this is just head and shoulder pattern right here. So I'm expecting another that is the second shoulder. I'm expecting the price to drop way to the downside to complete the second shoulder, and that's exactly the reason why I'm going to be catching spike using the price action I discovered on a higher time frame. So I've seen that I have this trend bias to the downside, that I'm going to be having multiple long candlesticks to the downside. So once you discover that, then go down to a lower time frame, that is 1 minute time frame, to know the exact point. Okay, the reason why you go down to 1 minute time frame and the reason why you are adding indicators is for you to be saved from waiting and waiting and waiting. Here now you can see that the price is here, okay, the price is here, and probably is going to drop to the downside. But how long will it take before the spike start coming? You don't know, and I don't know too. So that's the reason why, for the fact that you have the resistance here, okay, and probably the price is going to drop to the downside, you never know the particular or the exact point where the spike will start coming. That's the problem. So, and that is exactly why you need 1 minute time frame to confirm your entry. You can see my entry point. You can see that my entry, the entry is superb. So I catch the major spike that brought about the movement. Okay, so here now you can see I have more opportunity to make more money, all right, from that point to the downside. Okay, I have opportunity to make more money right now. But if you just enter on a higher time frame without confirming your entry, you might, start losing money for the first time. You can see I just entered and I start making money. You might stay up to 10 minutes, 20 minutes in losses, okay, before you start seeing that profit, if you are trading just patterns alone. But combining it with these indicators and on a lower time frame is going to give you a better entry, okay, and it will actually give you that edge over the market, over the price action. Okay, so you can see the reason why I entered this trade first. You have to see this, okay. You just have to see all your lines, okay. Remember, when the spike come, all these lines we rearrange. That's why I don't always focus on back testing this way, okay. I just want to show you what is happening. So before this long spike came, all these lines here, all these lines, okay, all of them were at over bought region, which is above level 70. All these lines were at overbought, okay. So the first line, which I call the signal line, is my blue line, okay. This blue line is my signal line. That's the first that will give you signal that, okay, we are about to, it's time for spikes, okay. Just get ready for entry. So the blue one is the signal. And what do I mean by signal? So once you see all the lines at over bought region, you just have to wait for the blue line, okay, for a small spike like this one. Let me show you a small spike like this spike right here. So once you see the spike, it's going to push this blue line to the downside this way. You can see the blue line crosses the red to the downside, okay. So once it crosses to the downside, okay, you don't have to, what you need to do now is, after they cross, okay, you just have to be vigilant. You start watching your chart, okay. Start watching your chart. So the confirmation is that once the blue one crosses is a signal, then you get ready. The next thing is that you want to wait for the red one to cross also. So when this second one came, okay, that second spike right there, the red one crosses to the downside, okay. I just have to wait for small pullback, which is the pullback that came with this second spike right there, okay. After that, I push in and enter my trade. You can see where I entered my trade at that zone, okay, before this major spike came. All right, so once you see that movement, okay, once you see this crossing, the first one, the blue, will cross the red, you wait for the red to cross that our purple line. So once the red crosses our purple line, you enter your trade. Either you wait a bit for a little pullback, maybe 2 or 3 candles, okay, before you enter, or you enter immediately and wait, okay. You are going to be having those spikes, okay. So now, in 2 ways, if you are scalping, once the blue line, okay, like after this one spike, now that this long spike that I caught, okay, after this long spike, if you are scalping, you don't want to wait for the multiple spikes. Just make sure that once the blue line crosses the red also above, you can see it crosses above, now you can close your trade, okay. Once it crosses above, you can close your trade. But as long as the blue line is below the red line, okay, we are going to be having spikes. It's going to be multiple spikes immediately, okay. So why I'm holding is because I'm using the higher time frame for this analysis. I'm seeing the head and shoulders pattern completing itself to the downside. Okay, that's why I'm holding. But using the scalping strategy, just catching spikes, I could have closed once this my blue crosses this again to the upside. So it crosses to the upside again, I could have closed my trade immediately. Okay, but I'm waiting because I've seen a higher time frame signal, which is higher time frame is always beyond whatever the indicators are saying, or maybe 1 minute time frame. 1 hour we always control that, the 1 minute time frame. Okay, that's why I'm still holding the trade. Okay, if not, I could have closed once the blue line crosses the red to the upside. All right, so that's how to scalp. That's how to scalp. First, you have to wait for this one to cross the red one. So after the blue crosses the red, you wait for the red also to cross the purple. All these things should be happening at over bot region if you are catching spikes on crash. Okay, those drops to the downside. So if you're on boom, the opposite is the case. Just see all these things happening at level 30, okay, below. That's what you are going to be doing. All right, when you are catching spikes on boom, let's say boom 500. Okay, boom 500. Let's see if you have any opportunity. There's no opportunity. Just look at what I'm telling you guys. Just pay close attention, guys. Now if you enter this trade, let's say you enter this trade when this spike, after this cross, look at the first cross here, it crossed the red one because of this spike. Okay, I just love this thing. You can see it crosses because of that spike, so you get ready, Abby. So when this one crosses this, you might enter for a spike. Okay, you might enter for a spike. Once it crosses, look at the problem. As it's crossing, our blue line is also crossing the red to the downside, which is wrong. For us to keep catching spikes, the blue one should always be above the red one on boom. Okay, the blue one is actually showing direction. So once the blue one is above the red one, we are going to be having multiple spikes. But look at what happens here, the contradiction. I want you to get this. The red one is crossing above, okay, which signals for a buy for more spikes. But at the same time, the blue one is crossing to the downside, which is contradicting this signal. So you can see two different signals contradicting themselves. So remember, the condition is that if this blue one, okay, let's say that the blue line crosses the red to the upside. Okay, let's say we have the red this way. So blue line crosses the red. Okay, you can see it crosses to the upside. So we are going to be having those spikes, right? That's the condition. We are going to be having those spikes. But once that same blue line, okay, cross to the downside, you stop. Okay, you stop, because we want our blue line to always be above for us to keep catching spikes. Okay, so assuming we are still on this trade, now the blue one, this spike have pushed this blue line above the red. That's where you are going to be expecting more spikes. Once the blue one is above the red, you are expecting more spikes on boom. But if it is below, if you see it below, that means you are going to be having those small candlesticks drop for a very long time. Okay, so that's exactly why I'm showing you this. Just the same thing I'm showing you guys here. It have crossed, but because I'm using the higher time frame, I'm not closing because I'm expecting more spikes because of the head and shoulders pattern. Hope this is clear. So I believe you get this. So let me show you the setup without wasting much time. I've already wasted time in explaining this. The setup, we have our relative strength index. By default, just add the levels, which is 30 and 70. Okay, you can take a screenshot to make this video short. Okay, then MACD, you can also take a screenshot of MACD, is by default. Okay, apart from this main, which I changed the color. Okay, so you can take a screenshot. The last one is moving average. Okay, we have our moving average 89, period 89, shift 0, method simple. You can see the setup. Take a screenshot of that and we are done. Okay, you can see we had another spike. You can see we had another spike. I told you spikes will be coming. That's why I'm going to hold the trade. Okay, I'm going to hold it for another one is still came. So you can see everything is happening live. I told you it's not just one spike, because I'm looking at the higher time frame, guys. That's the kind of the fun when you understand price action. Okay, even though indicator is doing anything, you already know your price action, you already know the direction and what you are targeting. All right, so I know that we are definitely going to be pushing it to the downside because of the head and shoulder pattern I'm seeing. Okay,